Yo, what's going on, buddy? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to be doing is, if you do not watch the Pat McAfee show, Kirk Herbstreit, basically kind of like the voice behind college football. He's an analyst for college football. He does mainly a lot of the big time games when it comes to college football, national championship. He's going to be calling the Alabama versus Michigan Rose Bowl game. If you watch college football, you know who I'm talking about. But he had a kind of a quote that he put out on Pat McAfee's show where he was talking about the bowl games. They were talking about some of these kind of least important bowl games, and he kind of had this input of he thinks that there should be a rule that says just because you're 6-6 doesn't mean you should be put to a bowl game. And it made me kind of think about it, and I was like, he kind of has a point, because we see a lot of these teams that are like 6-6 and like these kind of more or less important schools, a group of 5 less schools, to where it's like maybe they had like yeah, you're 6-6, but did you do a lot? And then you have all these other teams that are like in the SEC, ACC, where they're going 6-6 every single year, and they're just always in these bowl games. And he kind of talked about how it's supposed to be a celebration of you going and getting into a bowl game. Nowadays, it's almost like, yay, yippee, bowl game. So what I'm going to kind of do is kind of go read through what Kirk Herbstreit said. We're going to watch the clip of what he said. We're going to talk about some of the bowl games that are going on this year, some of the bowl games that have already happened. And I'm going to give my kind of input on, do I think he has a point, and should there just be a more restriction of who should be allowed into a bowl game. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. As always, if you're going to enjoy, make sure you go and drop a like. Very much appreciate it if you do so. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, to start off, I'm going to go ahead and put the clip up on screen now. Like I said, it's on the Pat McAfee show, and I'll also put a link down in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself with the timestamp if you want to go check it out for yourself. So without further ado, here you go.
And I think where we're screwed here on these bowl games is two things. Number one, when ESPN decided to just keep going with more and more bowls, and we started to put 6-6 teams into bowl games, that damaged the brand of bowls and the meaning of bowls, right? That's first thing. So there's way too many bowls. I think you should be 8-4 to go to a bowl game. I think it's not great for the bowl system that we have so many teams, and these stadiums that are empty in the pre-Christmas bowl games are on TV, because it adds to what you're describing. I think bowl games should be sold out stadiums and teams that had great years, and it should be a celebration for the year you had.
So kind of like he said, he's talking about some of these games to where he feels like 6-6 should not be like the limit or be like the standard of what you should be. Some of these teams, like, yeah, they had a good season, you went 6-6. Some of these teams, maybe they didn't win a game at all the years before. Maybe they won 1 game, 2 games. But the whole purpose of a bowl game is supposed to be a celebration, like he said. It's supposed to be teams that go like 8-4, maybe 9-3, 10-2, get to the New York Six Bowl for some of these teams that maybe never have been there. Missouri, they just beat Ohio State. This is a big time win for them. They don't really get to these points in their school. And I'm kind of reading through some of these bowl games that have happened already. I mean, you had Fresno State and New Mexico State. 2 big teams, but they deserve to be there because they were 9-4, 10-5 now is what the records finish up to be. They deserve to be in this point, or be at this point in a bowl game. You had other schools like Ohio University, Florida A&M. Ohio was 10-3, Florida A&M was 12-1. Schools like that deserve to be in a bowl game because they don't really get into these big time bowl games. They don't really get into any bowl games in their time of playing football because they're usually always just crappy, or 2-10, 3-9, like I said. The problem I have is the teams like California and Texas Tech that are both 6-6. Why are you in a bowl game? Old Dominion, they were 6-6. Now you're 6-7, obviously, because you lost your bowl game. Why are you in a bowl game? Syracuse and South Florida, both 6-6 playing each other. That game was a blowout. Did Syracuse belong to be in the bowl game? No. And I can go on and on and on and read through the ESPN, read ESPN's all the games that have happened so far. Georgia State, Utah State, Arkansas State, Northern Illinois, Coastal Carolina, San Jose State. These schools, like these bowl games, I couldn't even tell you that I was even excited for any of these games. And I think it's more or less because we don't really pay attention to the games before Christmas is the problem. The bowl games after Christmas, it kind of gets more exciting because then we kind of have more of the New York Six Bowls, like I said. And you have kind of like not important bowl games, but more intriguing bowl games like the Citrus Bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, the Cheez-It Bowl, some important type bowl games. More or less, you have some of the teams that are not the CFP type teams, but they're still good teams and they had good seasons, and those are the teams you're going to see in those bowl games. Whereas the bowl games that you're going to be seeing, like I said, before Christmas, is going to be a lot of they just barely got there, they struggled, it was a rough season, but hey, you won 6 games, bowl eligible. And my question to all you is, do you think they should be making a change of where it should be like you have to be at least like 8-4, because like Kirk Herbstreit said, it should be a celebration that you went to a bowl game. It should be you had an amazing year this year, and then you can go and top it off by winning a bowl game against like a top 25 program. Maybe if you're not top 25, who cares? Go win go beat a top 25 program. I mean, you have teams, not the best of teams, but like I said, top 25 program. USC and Louisville. Louisville's top 15. USC had a struggling year. They were 7-5, but they were able to go out there and beat Louisville. Big time win. I just mentioned it a minute ago, Missouri. They had a really good season, and they got the opportunity to go knock off a blue blood program in Ohio State, and they're going to be talking about this game all season long. So kind of wrap it up for what I'm saying is, I think they should be at least like Kirk Herbstreit said. 8-4 would be the perfect spot. Now, let me kind of go ahead and tell you why this will never happen. In case you are starting to kind of buy into what we're saying and thinking, man, that would be a good idea, let me tell you why it's never going to happen. I just went ahead and went through and counted all these bowl games. I might have miscounted, but I'm pretty sure I counted about 41, maybe 42 bowl games. And that's not even including the national championship, which is going to push it up to about maybe 42, 43 bowl, basically games across the entire bowl season. That means if you were to take away some bowl games, you're taking away some money from the ad makers and these billboard companies that are kind of branding these bowl games. And what I mean by that is go through the bowl games. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Cheez-It will lose money. AutoZone Liberty Bowl, AutoZone. The Tax Slayer Bowl, Tony the Tiger, Goodyear, Bad Boy Mowers, Wasabi, Pop-Tarts, Duke's Mayo, Tax Act, DirecTV, Guaranteed Rate, Quick Lane. There's a lot of billboard companies and just like basically just companies that sponsor these bowl games. And if the more bowl games you take away, say this 42 bowl games goes down to like 24 next season if this idea were to go through. That means you have to go to 20 companies and say, we need to bring this bowl game number down, and we're going to have to drop a lot of you, which then takes away money from some of these teams. And for some teams, they might be like, man, this is a good idea. And those are going to be the teams that are always up around 9-3, 10-2, 11-1, even undefeated. They're going to say, man, this is a good idea. Yeah, we should make better teams have to make bowl games. The teams that are just barely getting 6-6 every single year, they're going to say, fuck that, because that is their main source of income. Getting to 6-6, going to a bowl game and winning that game and getting at least a little bit of a paycheck from that game to help support their school. Now, do I think there's a possibility it could happen? Like I said, there's a possibility it could happen. Maybe if more people start to talk about it. And I just kind of want to ask the question to all of you, do you think it could happen? Because I think it would be a good thing for college football if there was less like non-important bowl games, especially these bowl games to where it's like, who's even watching them? Like, I really want to go on and like try to figure out what was the rating for some of the bowl games that happened before Christmas, because I'm pretty sure I didn't watch a single one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I watched a single one. After Christmas, I've watched a few, and then now the New Year's 6 bowl games, I'm gonna watch those games. But the ones before Christmas, I didn't really watch. And for anybody out there saying, well, I watched, maybe if it was your team, you probably watch. And then like the stadiums, you look at the fans, there's like nobody there. It's like some of these games, it's like maybe like 30,000 to 50,000 seats, and there's maybe like 5,000 people there. Your stadium already right there is losing money that the team is then have to probably pay some money for, and they're basically then held ransom for saying, you better fucking win this bowl game to pay us back. I don't know. I just thought I'd kind of give my 2 cents on it, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Other than that, hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, as always, make sure you go and drop a like. It'd be very much appreciated if you do so. Like I said throughout today's video, if you have a different opinion on the whole thing, if you think Kirk Herbstreit is right, if you think I'm right about how you think, how I think they should be kind of taking the bowl game number down, do you think they should leave it the way it is? Do you think it's probably never going to change because ad marketers and these companies are never going to take away their sponsors from these teams, because then they'll be losing money and we'll be losing, or college football will also be losing money? Like I said, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you are brand new to the channel and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a rich day. Peace.